What's going on, my hungry humans, and welcome back to the Hungry Road. My name is Eric, and this week's rental is the 2021 Jeep Compass. I like to call it the Baby Grand Cherokee. If you look at the Grand Cherokee, and if you look at this car, well, not the new Cherokee, don't worry about it, it's the previous gen, not the latest one. If you look at those, compare that generation Grand Cherokee to this Compass here, they look very, very similar. Much more similar than the Jeep Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee. I don't know what Jeep did with that Cherokee. It's terrible looking, but we're not gonna get started on that. But yes, they're very, very similar looking, a lot of cool features and stuff, but this is a very uneventful, straightforward, handle all my business kind of car. This is the mid-size crossover SUV, whatever you wanna call it, from Jeep or Chrysler, whoever you wanna say it's from. But I like it a lot. It's pretty decent, gets the job done. So let's go over a few of the features, some things I like, some things I don't like. So this is Jeep's mid-size crossover SUV kind of thing here that kind of rivals the Mazda CX-5. If you look at that part of the video over there, little side over there, you'll see a title that says best SUV under $40,000. But I think I need to update it to this guy here because I really like it. The infotainment system is better, it handles better. I think it looks leaps and bounds better than the CX-5. And look at these wheels. And these wheels are actually special in 2021 to the 80th special edition, 80th anniversary special edition Jeep. So Jeep's been around for 80 years. So that puts it at 1941, I believe. So you get a lot of little cool little features and quirks and stuff around the car. So for instance, this badge down here, it's like one of the original Army Jeeps. It's got the little 80th logo next to it. There's a few other things I'll point out throughout the car, but these wheels are absolutely beautiful. 19-inch, so more fashionable wheels that, you know, not necessarily made for off-roading, but I don't really think you take this off-road. It's a mid-size SUV. Like, you kind of just cruising on the road with it, you know, a starter truck or something cheap to get you by, you know, something like that. So underneath the hood here, we have a massive 2.4, I'm kidding, it's not massive. It's a 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder engine, makes about 180 horsepower, 175 foot-pounds of torque. The car only weighs about 3,327 pounds. Yes, exactly that. It's not a heavy car, but the engine's not a very powerful engine. So, I mean, it gives you get off the line, go speed, you know, highway passing speed, but it's gonna sound like a bunch of rats running on a wheel. That's it. I mean, that's all you really need in this kind of car. I mean, I can't imagine putting like a big V6 or even a V8 in this thing. You know, you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. You'd be spinning the wheels. It'd come off the line. But I did mention, if I haven't mentioned, this is a 4x4. It is standard on the 80th edition Jeep Compass here. So that means power goes to all four wheels, but kind of when it's needed. So if it was an all-wheel drive car, all-wheel drive and 4x4 are two different things. So all-wheel drive means all the four wheels have power at all times. Usually there's a bias to it where more power is from the back of the wheels and some to the front, but then it gets moved around via computers and stuff. 4x4 is kind of like a mode you put the car in for like rock climbing or off-roading, anything like that. But it's a solid little engine, gets the job done, and it saves a lot of space up here. It keeps the hood kind of short, which is adds to the aesthetics or the looks of the car. Now, if you're my age or older, maybe a little younger, you remember Littlefoot from The Land Before Time. And that's what this front end kind of reminds me of. It's like a kind of a dinosaur front end mouth sort of thing here, and like nose slats. That's what it reminds me of. Of course, these are the 7 slats of the patented Jeep grill. Remember when Hummer got in trouble for using that? You can look it up. Big Jeep crest right up front, so you know, carry the brand right on top here. The slats here are fake, they're just fully plastic. The real air intakes are actually right here and down here. We do have some big, heavy headlights over there, but they're still incandescent bulbs. Like, where the LEDs at, man? This is the 80th edition. You know, it should be super suited up to the hilt. But nope, we still got yellow headlights up front, just like the Chrysler 300. It's time to update these things, man. But I do believe the 2022s have the LEDs, but this one does have LEDs in the back, but no matter. But I love the way the front grille looks, or the front end looks. Very masculine, very rounded, like a snout, like a monster snout. The back is a little more feminine, sweeping little tail light thingies here, but it's pretty basic, nothing crazy. The crest, the logo's right there, your 4x4 insignia's right here, reflectors down below, some fake netting, I'm not sure what the point of that is. So I guess to break up the gray there, but it's decent. And while we're back here, let's go ahead and open the trunk. You can just click the button right here. and the trunk will open up. It is fully motorized. Not sure what just happened. Let's try again. Okay, it just closed. Oh, now it's opening. I'm not sure what just happened, but we do have decent trunk space here. I do have my suitcase, my toolkit, some of my camera equipment, but nothing too crazy. You can get maybe four or five bags back here. You have passenger room for 5 people, but it's very simple. There's not really many amenities. We do have a 12-volt outlet right there, so you can plug in whatever plugs into a 12-volt outlet, air compressor or whatever. A lot of things are on 12 volts now. But if you want to close the latch here, you can always grab the handle here. And while we're up here, check out this little 80th anniversary insignia here. We got looks like a Jeep front grille with 5 feet. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Somebody let me know in the comments. But if you want to close the tailgate here, just press this little button right here. It'll beep 3 times, let you get out the way, and it shuts off by itself. Motorized tailgate, that's pretty cool. Now before we leave, we do have single exhaust. Well, it's not, there's 2 pipes, but like it's on one side. Why don't you just do one on each side? I'm a fan of dual exhaust and symmetrical things. Like, why don't you have one exhaust on each side? You know, I don't get I don't know. It makes the car look cheaper to me. Here we have your standard key fob for the Jeep Compass here. Nothing too crazy. Jeep logo on this side here. And by the way, I hate when rental car companies do this. They band them all together. I know it's so you don't lose both one of the keys and the other one is still around, but I hate it's just a mass in your pocket. You can't flatten it out or do anything with it. Anyway, back to the key fob here. So we do have our standard unlock button, lock button. Press this button twice to open the trunk. Press this button twice to remote start the car. Panic button down here. I'm not sure what this button is, but it's a blank, maybe for minivans, sliding doors, whatever. But like most Chrysler products, keep the keys in your pocket or just nearby. Grab the door handle and the door will open up. You're gonna lock the door. Press the little button right here. All right, locks the car. But let's go ahead and get inside now. The inside of the Jeep Compass is pretty standard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not very exciting. It's very uneventful. Things are where they're supposed to be. Window switches, mirrored adjustment control. I mean, the steering wheel is probably one of my favorite parts. It's very simple. I've seen a few steering wheels lately where they're just jumbled and there's so much stuff on the front. This is very simple. I have my menu operation over here on the left side, phone call stuff on the left, the horns right in the middle, cruise control on the right. That's it. There's quite a few blanks down here. I'm not sure what those would be, but on the back are volume controls on the right side, and on the left side we have your seek, so you can change your song and stuff on the back. It creates less clutter on the wheel, and I really like that. We have our light control over here on the left side. Your dash is pretty normal. Tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right, your information screen right in the front. Nothing crazy, but as I'm looking around, I do notice a little Jeep. It's a little cute little Jeep crawling the windshield as one of those little, an homage to the original Jeeps of 1940s, you know. Can't forget about the award-winning Uconnect screen right here in the center. One of my favorite screens in the entire automotive industry. I guess I haven't been in I have never played with a Rolls Royce or Lamborghini screens. I don't know if those are any better, but that's really Audi and BMW. So I don't know. Anyway, so beneath the screen, we do have climate controls, pretty standard, dual zone climate. I do have heated seat and a heating wheel. Nice job, Jeep. Below that, we do have the 4-wheel drive lock that I was talking about. So that'll put the car into 4-wheel drive for when you're doing your mountain climbing, rock climbing, off-roading stuff. And below that, we do have driving mode. So auto is kind of like the car will detect wheel spin and do what it needs to do to keep things stable in here. But below that, we do have a snow mode, a sand mode, and a mud mode. So take the car off-roading, mess these wheels up if you want to. On the right side, we do have USB port, standard USB port, and auxiliary port, and 12-volt outlet. A little place for your phone or sunglasses, and a traditional gear shifter. Put your foot on the brake and grab a little button in the front and pull it back to go on the drive or whatever you want to do. Behind that, we do have your auto stop start. You can turn it off, you can turn it on, whatever. It is standard to on. I hate it, so I just turn it off. I have to remember to turn it off. To the right of that, we do have a parking brake. And to the right of that, traction control. You can turn it off if you get stuck, whatever. We do have 2 cup holders behind that. And our storage container. Further back, You can store some papers or a little Red Bull in there, whatever you want. But seats are all leather. Very nice. Nothing crazy. Like I said, it's uneventful. So let's get in the back seat now. The front seat is where I would usually have it when I'm driving. And I have pretty good knee room here. My knees aren't touching the seat at all. Decent headroom here. Nice leather backing. Very simple, nothing crazy. My own window switch, cup holder, another little Jeep homage logo sort of thing in there. Just saw that. I do have my own vents, one for the right passenger, one for the left passenger. I have a 115 volt house outlet down there, 150 watts. USB port to the right. OS word handle right here, a little light coat hanger. But yeah, I could take a trip in this. It's pretty spacious. Feel like an airplane seat almost. It's decent, very upright. I like it. Also in the back seat, we do have a little armrest with 2 cup holders in it. But if you don't have enough trunk space, we can lower these rear seats. So inside the, looks where the seat belt would kind of go over, you have to push forward like that, and the seat will fold forward. You can do the same for the other one, and you'll get a lot more cargo space in here. But to fold them back up, you just kind of push them, make sure they lock in. But I have noticed the seat belt does get caught, so you have to pull it, make sure the seat belt's out of the way, wrap it around the front, and then put the seat up. And when it's locked in place, that little red will disappear. So if you see, if I pull it, it shows red. That's unlocked. That's locked. All right, we are inside the 2021 Jeep Baby Grand Cherokee, aka the Compass. Pretty cute, man. I feel cute in here. Small, comfortable, but nothing crazy. Drives all right, like I expected. I had to take my coat off because it was getting warm. It says 44 degrees out, but I felt like it was warmer than that. Thinking I thought that filming was like 30 something. But we are at my favorite stop sign to do a little highway pull. All right, let's get it. Foot to the floor. Get those mice running. Not even at 50, 55, 60. Like I said, man, 180 horsepower, 4-cylinder engine. It does what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to throw you back in your seat, leave 11s on the street. Just get you from point A to point B. And I dig it. Steering is pretty decent. It's a little loose, but very responsive. And speaking of responsive, the throttle response is not that responsive. So you put your foot down, it might take a little while for the engine to catch up, but it's fine. I mean, it's fine. You don't expect that. This is not a sports car. It's not a race car. You're not gonna track this thing unless you were just of some other world where you want to put this on the track. But it's a good, easy driving vehicle. Like this one doesn't have any blind spot detection or anything like that. But I'm sure you can option them up, though it should be standard, especially on the 80th anniversary edition. Like, this should have all the bells and whistles. I have heated seats and a heating steering wheel and a giant infotainment system and a motorized tailgate and 19-inch wheels. I don't have blind spot detection. I have defogging mirrors. Like, why do I have blind spot detection? What are my parking sensors? I don't have any of that stuff. Maybe this is more for the ruggedness. And if you break something, it's cheaper to fix. I've heard of that theory, but that's just what I think. Safety features should be standard. All right, we are approaching another highway entrance ramp, but there is traffic. I don't think we're gonna be able to hit a pull. Now with this van and Bobcat semi in front of me, maybe. All right, 40 miles an hour. 50, 60, and there's traffic. And when you look at that, there's a regular Jeep Cherokee behind me. That ugly thing. I don't know what they was thinking with that one, but I hated it. I still hate it. At least it has LED lights going. Cruising on the highway, it's a bit noisy. Hear a lot of wind. Make sure my windows are all up. The front two are automatic, by the way, automatic down, automatic up. Yeah, it's a bit noisy. Road noise is, you know, prevalent. But that's what I was saying. The car is light. It's not a lot of noise deadening, sound deadening, so you're gonna hear everything around you. That's fine. You kind of want to be aware. But decent. Not the smoothest ride. I feel quite a few bumps, some vibration here. Car only has 4,300 miles on it, so I'm assuming it's not maintenance or wear and tear related. But yeah, it's a decent average ride. You know, I can complain all day, or I can praise the things that I do like. And I like a lot of things about this, especially looks. You know, the Baby Grand Cherokee. It's the BGC. It's not a good acronym. I don't like that. Just call it the Baby Grand Cherokee. Yep, I can just chill, relax, head to the airport, turn my heated seat on, my heated wheel if I need to. If it's toasty out, the remote start is so clutch. And I'm just noticing, if I look in the rearview mirror, there's a snake insignia on the mirror glass. That's kind of cool. I hope I can get it for you. But that's kind of cool. See, there's all kind of little hidden things that Jeep threw in here. You know, the little Jeep insignia over here that's climbing the window. We got the little snake back there. There's another Jeep somewhere else. I know I saw one. We had the Jeeps right here on the leather seats. Yeah, man, Jeep did that thing, making sure they threw a few different things here for the 80th anniversary edition. I like that. You know, it's like the Easter eggs, you know, the hidden things in video games and whatever. To wrap things up here, I actually really liked the Baby Grand Cherokee, aka the Jeep Compass. It's very capable, it's stylish, performs okay, decent gas mileage for an SUV, crossover, whatever. And they're very, very popular. I've seen a lot of them here in Detroit, well, Dearborn, Michigan, and I can see why. Comfortable, nice infotainment system, you can carry all your stuff. It does everything you need to do without asking. And that's about it. So, if you made it this far in the video, please like, comment. Do you have a favorite compact SUV, mid-size SUV that you're looking forward to coming out? How do you feel about electric cars? The electric 150 just came out, the Rivian R1 is out. I mean, Tesla's killing it. Everybody's going electric. Are you gonna be going electric soon? I would, I just don't have a place to charge it. But anyway, remember to like, comment, subscribe. And I'm still doing my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm kind of halted. I need to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so I can give one of y'all some money. 101 bucks in your pocket. Anyway, stay safe, take care. Yeah, let's get this over with. No drops. Sky Club, bam. Cool, cool. Shout out to Amtrak.